Episode number 329. Yes, let us chat, brother, said she, with a kind of cheerfulness, decided as she was to draw from the conversation, in spite of all the dissimulation Lord Winter could bring, the revelations of which she stood in need to regulate her future conduct. You have, then, decided to come to England again? Said Lord Winter, in spite of the resolutions you so often expressed in Paris never to set your feet on British ground? Milady replied to this question by another question. To begin with, tell me, said she, how have you watched me so closely as to be aware before and not only of my arrival, but even of the day, the hour, and the spot at which I should arrive? Lord Winter adopted the same tactics as Milady, thinking that as his sister-in-law employed them they must be the best. But tell me, my dear sister, replied he, what makes you come to England? I come to see you, replied Milady, without knowing how much she aggravated by this reply the suspicions to which D'Artagnan's letter had given birth in the mind of her brother-in-law, and only desiring to gain the goodwill of her auditor by a falsehood. Ah, to see me? Said De Winter, cunningly. To be sure, to see you. What is there astonishing in that? And you had no other object in coming to England, but to see me? No. So it was for me alone you have taken the trouble to cross the channel? For you alone. The deuce! What tenderness, my sister! But am I not your nearest relative? Demanded Milady, with a tone of the most touching ingenuousness. And my only heir, are you not? Said Lord De Winter in his turn, fixing his eyes on those of Milady. Whatever command she had over herself, Milady could not help starting, and as in pronouncing the last words Lord De Winter placed his hand upon the arm of his sister, this start did not escape him. In fact, the blow was direct, and severe. The first idea that occurred to Milady's mind was that she had been betrayed by Kitty, and that she had recounted to the Baron the selfish aversion toward himself, of which she had imprudently allowed some marks to escape before her servant. She also recollected the furious and imprudent attack she had made upon D'Artagnan when he spared the life of her brother. I do not understand, my lord, said she, in order to gain time and make her adversary speak out. What do you mean to say? Is there any secret meaning concealed beneath your words? Oh, my God, no, said Lord De Winter, with apparent good nature. You wish to see me, and you come to England. I learn this desire, or rather I suspect that you feel it, and in order to spare you all the annoyances of a nocturnal arrival in a port, and all the fatigues of landing, I send one of my officers to meet you. I place a carriage at his orders, and he brings you either to this castle, of which I am governor, whither I come every day, and where, in order to satisfy our mutual desire of seeing each other, I have prepared you a chamber. What is there more astonishing in all that I have said to you than in what you have told me?